Well, welcome to episode 2 of the Wrestling Podcast.
Yep.
We were going to do another one before this, but it just kind of kept getting interrupted and it just didn't really work. So, first of all, our Clash of the Castle reactions at the time were that it sucked, but looking back, I think Damian was the right choice to beat Drew. I still don't think Sammy should have beat Chad, but now that Chad's involved with all his Uncle Howdy stuff,
now he should.
It kind of...
Yeah. Now it worked out.
One thing I have learned from Triple H's booking is even if you hate something happening at the moment, give it some time.
It'll get better.
And it probably will grow on you. So, that's kind of our thing. Clash of the Castle, we thought kind of sucked at the time. We even started the podcast and we freaking out screaming, but it just didn't work. So this is episode 2. That's all we're going to talk about. Clash of the Castle was a while ago at this point, so that's kind of old news. There's been a whole other pay-per-view that we forgot to do predictions for, which was, well, he wasn't here for it, that's why. Money in the Bank. Now, Money in the Bank. We're not going to talk too much about Money in the Bank either, because again, it's a little bit ago. We're late on this reaction.
Yeah.
But some people argue they wasted the briefcase because Drew McIntyre won it, and then instantly cashed in and lost it. Now the Money in the Bank is just done. It's over. Other people are saying it furthered 2 storylines. It furthered CM Punk versus Drew, and it kind of restarted Seth versus Punk, which was originally Punk's feud.
Yeah.
So, did they waste it? Did they not? I'm not going to sit here and say...
Kind of.
I'm going to say that, yes, they wasted it, but it wasn't, awful. Well, Tiffany still has the women's one. Tiffany won the women's one. But that women's Money in the Bank was my match of the night. That was a great match.
They could have had someone else win Money in the Bank.
Right, they could. Jey Uso. I mean, I thought Jey was going to win. I
thought he was going to.
I picked Chelsea to win the women's one. Chelsea Green. I'll be honest with you. I feel like that was almost more of a hope thing, and not that it actually seemed like she was going to win it. But I don't know. Great match, though. Great match.
It was a very good match.
Decent, meh show. I don't know. It wasn't anything too great. The main event was just a Bloodline match. If you've seen any Bloodline match, you've seen that main event. No need to watch that.
It was a Bloodline tag match. That's all I have to say.
And Braun Breaker losing to Sammy.
That was questionable.
Very questionable. Now, my thing is, if Braun wins it at SummerSlam, which seems like it could be the direction, it's fine. I can live with it. But my main problem with that match... Why did one haluva kick put Braun away?
That's so dumb.
I mean, really? He's like this big, unstoppable beast who's been kicking everyone's ass, and then one haluva kick from Sami Zayn. Anyway, that's all we're going to talk about. Money in the Bank it's still a little bit ago. We're late on that reaction, so that's enough of that. Let's get to this week's Raw. SmackDown is tonight, so we haven't watched that, but we got Raw. We have one thing to talk about from AEW that I just kind of wanted to get your opinion on it. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
But Raw this week, was it as good as the last couple weeks? Maybe not, but was it good? Absolutely.
I mean, it's Raw.
Raw's been really good lately. All right, first of all, you had Rhea Ripley coming out, challenging Liv to a SummerSlam showdown.
That was amazing.
Because if you don't know, Rhea Ripley was the World Women's Champion. She had it for over a year. And she gets injured.
Yep.
Forced to vacate that title. First, Becky Lynch wins it. Very quickly, Liv Morgan wins it. And Liv Morgan's been doing this amazing storyline where she's been trying to steal Dominic Mysterio away from Rhea Ripley. And so, we're not doing SummerSlam predictions yet. That'll be later. That's 2 weeks from now. So, we will be doing that later. But let me just tell you, ahead of time, my prediction as of now, we see Dominic turn on Rhea, go for Liv, because they did kind of have, on Raw, I don't know if you saw, they had Rhea, so earlier in the night, Dom says to Rhea, I challenged Jay to a match, because Jay was trying to get Rhea's number, so he's like, I challenged Jay to a match, I'm going to fight for your honor or whatever, because you're mine. Uh-oh. He loses the match, they're backstage, Rhea goes, I'm not anyone's, you're mine. So, my thinking here is they're kind of going to play a little Dominic, Liv's a little nicer to Dominic.
Yeah.
I don't think Dominic's going to like too much that he's Rhea's and Rhea's not his. That's what I see happening. But we're not doing predictions right now. That's later.
Yeah,
but I will say that is
2 weeks.
That is my prediction for that match. Spoiler alert. But Chad Gable. We need to jump for. I mean, this livery stuff's been great. We might even come back to it. But Chad Gable with this Uncle Howdy story. Does it get better than this? I don't know that it does.
I don't think it does, man.
So first we've been getting these creepy vignettes of Uncle Howdy interviewing people. Uncle Howdy interviewed himself being Bo Dallas.
Yep.
Those were very creepy because if you don't know, Bray Wyatt is Bo Dallas' brother. They were going to do this whole thing where they brought the characters from Firefly Funhouse to life, but Bray passed away. So Bo is still doing this. He's got Festus the Pig, Joe Gacy, Mercy the Buzzard is Dexter Loomis. Possibly supposed to be Sister Abigail, Abby the Witch, we're not quite sure, but Nikki Bella, where did that come from? Nikki Cross, Eric Rowan as the bunny, whatever the bunny's name was, and then Uncle Howdy. So they're the Wyatt Six. We don't know who the sixth member is. Two things are it's either Alexa Bliss going to join them, or it's just they're implying it's Bray Wyatt in spirit form as the sixth member, which frankly I think should be the route they choose. I think Alexa should be involved in this.
Yeah.
For sure, but I don't know if she should be like the sixth member.
Yeah,
I think
she should be the sixth
member. I think Bray should kind of be the sixth member.
Yeah.
I think that's
the Lantern.
Yep, the Lantern is the sixth member. That's what we're going with. But Chad Gable's been being tormented by the Wyatt Six the past couple weeks. Okay, now let's talk about this. Chad Gable earlier in the night says that he found out who Uncle Howdy is. He knows who it is. We all know it's Bo Dallas, Chad, but anyway. Chad says, I figured it out. I know who it is. And he's saying this to his old Alpha Academy people, and he's saying, will you guys be out there with me when I call out Bo Dallas? And they're like, no, we're not going to go out there with you. So they don't. Chad Gable comes out and he says, I have figured out, I'm going to get this quote wrong, but this is somewhat what he said. I have figured it out who Uncle Howdy is. I've used my detective work. It's Bo Dallas. I know Bo Dallas is the last person anyone thought of, but it's Bo Dallas or whatever. Announcer's like, yeah, good job, Chad. So anyway, Chad calls out Bo Dallas. He says, Bo Dallas, get out here. And a nice little touch that I think like not enough people have really mentioned, but I thought it was great, is they had Bo Dallas come out to no music. I think that really just adds a sense of realism. Like he just walked out there. No music, no need. Okay.
He just walked out there.
But it was a setup. It was a troll. Chad Gable. From behind. Here comes the Creed brothers. We finally got our alliance that everyone's been talking about for weeks between Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. From behind. They lay the beat down. Bo is selling like his life depends on it. I don't know if you've seen this yet. But man, he was selling. He was getting his ass kicked. And as he's down in the center of the ring as they stand tall, he starts laughing. He starts laughing like a psychopath. And every time they beat him up, he starts laughing a little bit harder. He's just laughing. He's laughing. He's sitting in the corner, sitting there laughing. Chad asks him, what are you laughing at? And Bo was just like, yeah, there you are. Something like that. I forget what he said exactly, but very psychopathic. And then the lights go out.
Obviously.
The Fireflies have come out. And the music hits and the smoke in the arena. And the Wyatt Six come stomping down to the ring. And you take over from here. He hasn't watched it. He's uncultured. The Wyatt Six come stomping down to the ring. Confront them. And then they just run away. But great segment. Great moment. Loved it. Everything they've done with this Wyatt Six stuff has been so good. Like the vignettes of Uncle Howdy interviewing Bo Dallas, which is the same guy, but still. Then interviewing Eric Rowan this past Monday. I mean, it's just been so great. I love how they started with this intense massacre on the Ross. Like the lights went out, the music hit. You saw Nikki Cross crawling out and sitting there and pointing to the back. And they went to the back, and it was like a haunted house. There was lights flickering. There was stuff going on there. And then they're walking back. You see Eric Rowan and a bunch of dead bodies, and they keep going. And you see Dexter Loomis, a bunch of dead bodies, blah, blah, blah. Chad Gable shot in the head. Uncle Howdy comes walking out. And he's like, we're here. Anyway.
Yep.
So great. So they started off with this massacre. And then now they've been slowly kind of rebuilding it back up here. I think we're going to get a match. I don't know if we'll get a match at SummerSlam. But I do think we'll get a match soonish. with probably Chad Gable for sure.
Yeah.
Probably Chad Gable and the Creed brothers versus like 3 of them. I don't know, but something along those lines. I think we're gonna get.
Probably. Hopefully.
And it's just been so good. You know, it's like a horror movie. They always, the first scene of a horror movie is like the murderer running around and they're causing chaos, and then all of a sudden it just kind of dies down then, and then we get the rest of the movie. Know what I'm saying? Like in Scream. First scene is Scream killing that lady.
Yep.
But then we don't really get as much for a little bit, and then we get some more stabby death.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to kill a lot of people, okay? If I was WWE and I was about to release people, I would just have the Wyatt Six kill them right before I release them. That's what I'd do. I'm just saying, but that's what's going on in the land of Uncle Howdy. Now, we got some business to talk about. Cody Rhodes, okay?
Yep.
Cody Rhodes has been feuding with Solo Sikoa at Money in the Bank. Why'd I grab that? I'm not taking a drink. Solo Sikoa pins Cody Rhodes, a questionable move. A good move in the sense that, like, they want us to believe Solo has a chance, but we all know Solo doesn't have a chance. I hope I don't eat my words. If Solo wins, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to start watching.
I'm giving up on Cody and
start
Randy.
watching AEW, but anyway. No, I won't, but Cody, that's not even really the main focus right now because no one's really talking about Cody Solo. You know what people are talking about?
Yeah.
Cody and Randy. That's what people are talking about because they've been hinting, every time Randy's next to Cody, he's eyeing up that belt. He wants that championship. Now, what do I think is going to happen with this feud? I'm guessing we're going to get Randy versus Cody, probably maybe Bad Blood or Crown Jewel. Did you know they're bringing back Bad Blood, by the way?
I did.
Yeah, first time in 21 years they're bringing back Bad Blood. Anyway, Bad Blood, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, I don't know. We're going to get that. How I would book this feud, personally, is I would do, and Triple H, you can have this idea if you somehow see this. You won't, but if you do, free idea for you. I'd love to see this. Babyface. They're both good guys. Yep. So good guy versus good guy at their first showdown. Brotherly battle. They battle. Cody wins. After the match, Randy turns heel. RKO out of nowhere. So then we get a rematch at the Royal Rumble. And in my opinion, Randy should win it. I would love to see Randy get a 15th world title reign.
He should.
Randy wins the title at the Royal Rumble. Then we get a best-of-3 scenario, culminate at WrestleMania, where Cody wins the title back.
Yep.
More than likely. He could lose too. He doesn't necessarily have to win it back, but he probably would. That's how I would book it. Is that how they're going to book it?
Probably not.
I don't think so. I'm thinking they're setting up either... I would say they're probably setting up Rock and Cody at Mania. Potentially Rock maybe winning the title. You never know. I hope not. I love The Rock. This is nothing against The Rock. I'm just saying I don't want The Rock to win the title before Mania or something and then Rock Roman for the title at Mania. Because Rock versus Roman does not need the title.
No,
it doesn't need a title at all. It's The Rock versus Roman Reigns. There is no need for a championship in that. So that's what I would do.
Yeah.
But something we got to talk about with Cody. Speaking of Cody, that I wanted to get your genuine reaction on podcast here is apparently in Call of Duty, which I don't play and I don't think you play, but either way,
I play it.
In Call of Duty, you're going to be able to play as Cody Rhodes, Rey Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley.
Okay, that's cool.
They're going to be characters in the game.
That's cool.
And a sneak attack that you can do to kill people is going to be a crossroads. And apparently a bulldog or something from Rey. I don't know about Rhea, but yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
That's cool.
It's kind of cool. We're going to get video game. So and honestly, that's great branding where they put wrestlers in Call of Duty. Maybe you get some Call of Duty fans who aren't wrestling fans be like, who are these people? And then you never know, you get some new wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Can always use more. WWE's doing so good right now. How could you not be a fan?
Yeah.
And then the one AEW thing I want to talk about, which I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, I don't really watch AEW. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. We're not big AEW guys. I have nothing against AEW. They're great. They're fine. I just, I like WWE.
Yeah.
And I have time to watch WWE. I don't really have, I have time, but not desire to just watch AEW and WWE. Pick a side, okay? Yeah. I have nothing against AEW. But on Dynamite this week, we had Will Ospreay versus MJF in a 1-hour Iron Man match for the International Championship.
All right.
People's complaints has been that it was too long. which I think you have Will Ospreay versus MJF. That's a stupid complaint. And other people's complaint was, like, you have an hour match on Dynamite that takes away a lot of time that other wrestlers could be on the show.
True. But
Yes, but screw you if you think that, okay? If you think that MJF and Will Ospreay are not the two most important people on that roster right now,
oh, they are.
that you're
100%
fooling
they are.
yourself. They are. They're going to get the most time. The biggest names get the most time.
Yeah.
That's how businesses work. That's not even just how wrestling works.
That's just business.
I feel like
general.
people forget sometimes that WWE and AEW are businesses. They're going to do whatever makes them the most money. And that's a money match right there. The shocker was MJF winning the International Championship because Will Ospreay did not have it very long.
Dang.
That was kind of the shocker. And MJF, being the pretty funny dude that he be after a 1 hour showdown, he was walking away with the title and he's like, easy dub. He's like, yeah, easy, 1 hour, easy. I don't know, I'm not sure if it was an Iron Man match or it just went for an hour. I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% positive on that. So it might not have been an Iron Man match, it might have just gone for an hour. I'm not sure. But that's all I want to talk about for that. I just want to get your thoughts. So yeah.
Figures.
The figures, man. Oh, I did get a new one. I just haven't hung it up yet.
It's all there.
Got Papa Shango. Haven't got a hook to hang it up yet, but he's gonna go somewhere. I'm probably gonna put him up there where Honky Tonk Man is, and move Honky Tonk Man down there because the second I brought this home, Kaysen saw that it was a tin and he wanted to open it. So this is gonna have to go up high.
Yep.
Almost fell. Just thought I'd show you that. I don't know. I think that's it for today. That's the podcast for today.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed it, like. If you didn't,
Like.
still like. Why not?
Yeah.
And if you want to see more, we're going to keep doing more. Next one you see will probably be in 2 weeks when we're here for SummerSlam predictions.
Yep.
So be ready for that. And I was thinking maybe we could put a little something on the line. Maybe a little championship belt, predictions championship, if you will.
Maybe.
I got 2 of them up there we could use. I don't know.
Maybe.
Not that you actually get to keep it if you win it,
I
by
know.
the way. Just letting you know that right now off the bat. But I don't know. We'll see what goes. We'll see what happens. Maybe a bet. Maybe we'll do a
Maybe.
bet. Loser has to be humiliated in public.
Okay. Bet.
But anyway, we'll come up with that later. See ya. Watch wrestling if you don't. Trust me. If you don't like it, don't. But try it out once.
Yeah.
It's the best it's been in a long time. So now is the time to watch it.
Yeah, now's the time to watch it. And watch Raw. Monday nights.
Yep.
7 to 10.
SmackDown I haven't been watching as much lately. I think we might watch it tonight. We'll see. We'll see what
Maybe.
happens. And, yeah.
Bye.